Alright guys, so this has been requested and I'm sorry that it took so long, but I had one. I didn't like the way it came out. I brought my tripod with me. I know it's only in my basement, but I got my tripod, so I figured that it would be a lot better like this. So I'm just going to talk like this for like 2 minutes maybe and just explain everything. So in around 2008, 2009, I would make custom models for myself. And then I sold my first one. I believe I sold it to Let's Dig 18. It was a 345 long reach. I was really excited to sell it. I think I got like the money for it like 2-3 days before Christmas, and that was pretty exciting for me, especially since I was younger. If that happened to me now, I really probably wouldn't think much of it. But I was younger, so that was like a nice Christmas gift from myself to myself. But that was my first model, and then within like the next 2-3 months, more people started knowing that I built a lot of custom stuff, and I would get one person this week, and then it kept bigger and bigger. Like some weeks I'd get like 4 or 5 emails, and most of the time 3 or 4 of those people would actually come through and buy what they would ask. So I built a lot of stuff. I built stuff for retailers, which I'm not going to name their names because I don't even know if they're still in business anymore. And I just cut off all communications from them because I had a good deal going on, and for whatever reason it just didn't work out after a couple. But I had it going for some retailers, and it was really good. The reason why I stopped it was because at first I was, the thrill of it kind of went away, and it was realistically, it was like a business because people would send me money and I would in return make a product for them. But one day I went on my website and it said that it was shut down due to a copyright claim from, well, actually I don't know who it said it was from. I think it said something like from Caterpillar or something, and I was like, wow, that's pretty serious. And then, after a day or two I realized, well, you could, because I paid for my website, and I paid a lot. I paid like the premium price, and you could see everything. I realized you can see the IP address of like people who have been on it last, and you could like see like what they clicked and everything. And it's not very hard to see that. It's quite easy. And I seen that it was actually somebody that I knew, and like you could see the IP address, you could see the city and the state. So I really wasn't surprised. And needless to say, like a day after it was shut down, they contacted me and they were like, what happened? And I'm obviously not going to give them the attention that they wanted, so I didn't really pay much attention. It was actually pretty funny what I did when they said that, but I'm not going to go through it on here because I know it'll probably cause something sooner or later. But it was actually pretty funny. In a way, I was kind of like, alright, whatever, because I was kind of slowly getting out of it. I was finishing up the orders that I had, and in a way I was actually pretty happy because then I wasn't really stuck with much. So it was good and bad at the same time. It sucks that it was so easy to do that, but in a way it was kind of almost like a kick to say, it's time to get out of it. So anyway, sorry for rambling on so long about that, but I figured it'd be interesting. So now I'll just show you around. And actually, I'll just move it like this. Anyway, over here you could see my bandsaw, and now it's pretty much where I'm just packing up everything and using it to store models that I'm selling. And right here is my bandsaw. It's probably one of the better things that I bought. Right there is my belt sander and the drill press. Drill press is arguably the best thing that I've ever bought, for obvious reasons. Now, the way that I had this set up over here, and I'm sure some of you still do remember videos from down here that were subscribed then. And if you are new here, they were really good videos, I will be honest with you, and everyone that watched them really enjoyed them, and I feel like in a way that was also a stepping stone to build my channel. I wish I could get them back. They're on my hard drive, they're corrupt, and I've even downloaded programs to try to like I don't know the exact word for them, but to try to like get them back, and they're not going anywhere. I mean, you could try to, they're impossible. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe it's the hard drive or something. But pretty much, and excuse the mess, I've just been down here pretty much every day for quite the amount of time, you know, doing stuff with selling. Over here, as you can see, there's still like JB Weld and filler and everything. This is where I would cut stuff and fill stuff. I don't really have much of an assembly line. It probably sounds better than what I'm saying. Probably sounds better than what it actually was, but pretty much right up front here, I would cut everything and fill everything. Right there, I would have my bandsaw, so it would stick out like this. And right there, I would have the belt sander, and that worked really well because once I was finished cutting something right there, I can move over here to the belt sander. And the drill press, I would just move around anywhere. On here, I used to have those. I would line them up. There's the other one over there. I think I only had 2, and that worked really well. Like right in between right here, I would have this little rotating thing, and it had a bunch of glues. It had tweezers. It had little filers, sandpaper, you know, pretty much everything that I needed. I think the biggest mistake when people make custom models now is that they use like tools from, I guess you could say, like their father's tools, you know what I mean? Like a really big hammer. They'll use, you know, like huge screwdrivers, which I did at first. Everybody does it at first, but if you really want to make a custom model, and it probably seems pointless at first, but be sure to get the right tools. Get, you know, dentistry tools, get, you know, scale model tools, because they do actually help, and I'm sure not that many people realize that or probably even agree with me right now, but they actually do. Up top, there's somebody's business card with their email over there, so I'm not going to go over there, but up top over here, I'll try to go as far over. I would just store stuff up there. If you see that orange, that yellow thing right there, those bins would clip onto them, and I think it fit 9 bins, and I'm pretty sure every single time they would be full with stuff, so I always had stuff to build for people. And the bins is where I would keep parts for everything, and it worked really well because I wouldn't lose stuff, because a lot of times I would lose stuff and I would take forever to find it, and sometimes I would even have to buy another model because I lost parts, and that wasn't really good, but it didn't happen too often, but I know once or twice it did happen, so that's when I bought the bins, because that's, you know, it's not easy to tell somebody that, and especially if you couldn't find it, like if it was a discontinued model. So that was that's what I had to do. Underneath, there really wasn't much underneath, to be honest with you. I pretty much had what I have now, just boxes and stuff, and I cleaned it up. Like, I vacuumed the whole room. It took me like 2-3 hours to clean the whole room. I got rid of a lot of stuff, but it's messy now, so I'll have to do that again. But underneath is pretty much the way that it always has been. This is my Alps printer. I don't know if you know or not, but the correct way to make decals for a model, and I say correct because they're super thin and they come out nice, and you could print white on a clear background. You could actually print white ink. It's an Alps printer. It's a thermal printer, and it prints water slide decals. I put it up for sale on eBay. When I bought it, I think it was like 600 bucks. And it was a lot. It was in high demand back then. I think you could also only run it on Windows XP, which I think that's why it doesn't sell anymore. I put it for like 99 cents starting bid. It was like 3 days and there were no bids on it, so I just took it down. I'm not going to sell it for $1. The problem is the head is bad on it. I mean, I don't know if there's any model car guys that watch me, or military guys, or if you know anybody that's looking for one, because this is a hard find. I cleaned it off, I dusted it off, it's in mint condition, it still works. The problem is when it, for example, the head in there, when it comes and it's printing this way and then it comes back to realign to start printing again when the paper moves, when it comes back this way, it leaves a line in the decal every inch. I don't know what is wrong with that, but that's why I don't use it anymore. If you know anyone that knows how to fix it and they want to buy it, I'll sell it for like $100. I mean, I know that's a lot for something that doesn't necessarily work exactly correct, but good luck finding one. It's impossible to find. But you know, it worked well when I used it, and you could print white with it, which is super hard. I'm sure most people don't even know what that even is. It weighs a ton too. I'll show you over here now. This really doesn't have anything to do with my workshop, but I guess it kind of does. Over here, I pretty much used to just have my parts bin like right here. Now I have stuff that I'm selling right there. There's a 4100 tower, 4100 lamps, and tower crane extension kit, standard jib kit, and a bunch of Freightliners and Litronel L1850 and whatnot. And over there I just got some boxes. Those are the boxes that I use. Over here, some more boxes. Once again, some other stuff over here. 4100 ringer. It's used. You could buy a new one for like 215 bucks. So I guess I would sell it for like 175 bucks, which I think is fair, because it's in mint condition. So if anybody wants it, 175 plus shipping. Let me know. Don't waste my time, please. And as always, whenever I say something's for sale, I shouldn't even have to say this anymore. In the United States, PayPal only. But if you want it, there's 175 bucks. Let me know, plus shipping. There is I believe that's the Anthony Freightliner right there, A954C, and top box is a HS855 in Implenia. That honestly sums it up. I really don't know what else to say. I made a lot of stuff. If you want to see what I made, I'm sure most of you, I'm sure now that's probably a pretty popular question. If you want to see what I made, go to my channel and search custom models, because I do actually have a slideshow of most of everything that I made. I honestly, I mean, I know it wasn't long ago, and it probably sounds pretty, you know, not the smartest thing I ever said, but I really don't remember everything that I made. I don't know why. I know I made a lot of attachments, and I made a lot of models, but no, sorry about that. Anyway, to end the video, I'll just show you over here, because I don't think that I have. I want to say that this table, this is actually where I do my dioramas in, which I'm probably going to trash that soon, because it's taking up a lot of space. Underneath there is a table. I can't quite remember if I've always had the table there. I know at one point it was there, but for some reason I want to say it wasn't there, because I remember making a video like right over here and standing right there. So I want to say that table wasn't always there. So, and actually, now that I think of it, this table right here was right here, because I remember having a 330 with an auxiliary stick, and I remember taking pictures of it right here. So that's what I want to say where that table was. If you have any other questions, let me know. I don't build anything anymore. I've actually had old customers of mine ask me, you know, like, can you do this? And I mean, I tell them, you know, I don't even have any tools to do this anymore. So it's pretty interesting to see, you know, some of the old customers email me. And I've actually changed the email addresses since then, so I'm sure if I go through my email, it'll be one or two. I mean, I'm not expecting like 100 emails, but I'm sure there's one or two in there. But I am honestly not going to bother to check. But anyway, there's my workshop. I'm sure well, most of you probably knew, but for those that didn't know, yeah, I used to make a lot of customs, and I used to make them down here. And the bench over here, I actually built that with money that I made from one or two models. So this, you know, it's still here. I don't know if it'll be here any sooner, well, for much longer, like within the next couple of years. But yeah, I built that with money that I got from my models. So a lot of money that I made, I just pretty much put back into here, like with the tools and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want any more in the future, because I probably could talk more on this, but like I don't want to keep you guys here for like 30 minutes. So let me know if you want any more videos on this. So let me know, and have a good one.